All right, we made it. Day 12. I'm running out of fingers. I'm going to start using my toes. Thank you so much for landing here with me today for day 12. If you've been going through since day 1, great. If you missed a couple days, that's okay. You can add them in as you go. And feel free over the next 12 days to go back and start again. The videos will stay live on both our Instagram and Facebook pages. So I know there's some technical glitches in the beginning, so I'll see what I can do about that. But otherwise, do the ones from about day 5 onward. They seem to work pretty well. But today is all about fluid. So being fluid in our mind and our body as we move through the practice today. I also would love to bring forth a practice of gratitude. Now, today's practice will go a little bit longer. I hope that's okay. An extra 15 minutes, perhaps, if you need to pop off. By all means, depart quietly as you need to. It's pretty easy this way. Nobody really hears you leave. But stick around if you can, and we'll start in a comfortable seated position. So if you're already there, go ahead and close your eyes. And just as a brief recap of our 12 days of practice, we started with a simple flow, just to get our bodies moving. We moved through hips and hamstrings to release the emotional aspects that are held in our hips and our mid-lower body. We then moved to shoulders and talked about letting go, releasing the responsibility, even just for an instant, a moment, to feel the freedom. We moved through our warriors to find our power. We tapped into our core to find our strength. We played with balance to find our stability. And we took some time to just flow and be fluid in our movements. We rinsed out with the twists to cleanse our inner mind and body. And then we focused on opening our hearts through back bending. A side body stretch is one to never forget, to release the mid and lower sections. And we finished off with a neck and shoulder routine, which I highly recommend doing daily. And today we sit in gratitude for all we've accomplished to this point, but also for all that we have yet to come. We all started this year with grand plans and ideas of what might come. And perhaps it didn't come in the way we expected. Perhaps it shifted quite drastically or dramatically, for good, for bad. It really is no different. It's always learning. It's always a choice, an option. And if we see life as continuous choices, then we always feel freedom to move, that we choose to move in the direction of our choice rather than forced action. Though I know many of us feel forced right now to sit by ourselves or in our space, but it's for a greater picture, a grander future. The freedom will return in a greater aspect, but know that you have freedom to choose how you feel right here, right now. Even for an instant, gather your hands at your heart center. The most quintessential way to start our yogic practice of palms to touch, sealing an intention or a dedication or a wish to the universe right here, right now, as the days slowly get longer. Bow your head to your heart. Follow the breath all the way up and all the way out. As you release your hands, gradually blink your eyes to open. We'll start today's practice on our hands and knees. So removing any cushions or blocks or props, giving yourself a nice wide platform with your fingers, a stretching back of your legs. Tucking the toes under and sitting back, hips to heels. Slide the arms a little further forward and let the forehead rest for an instant. Let there be a connection of your forehead to the earth, and allow that to melt your heart in an honoring of your body to the earth, for where it once came and where it will one day return. Then lift up into your cat spine. Pull your hips forward and ripple from your hips to your heart all the way down to your belly. In that fluid wave-like fashion, point your toes, lift into cobra snake. Inhale up. Forward and down, release. Tuck the toes under, press up and back into puppy dog. Now the first time we do any movements, they feel a little sticky. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to lift up, ripple up and forward. Exhale, bring the hips and then the ribs and the heart down. Point the toes, touch the nose, and lift the heart. Inhale from the back of your body. Head will follow. Exhale, release down. Tuck the toes under, press up and back. And there will be moments where it's hard. Take that in stride. 1 more time. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, hips come down, ripple the spine all the way down. Point the toes, lengthen your spine, lift the back of your heart, squeeze your shoulders together. And then release back down. Tuck the toes under, back into puppy dog, with an option to go right into downward dog. Now, as you find your down dog, wiggle it out a little bit. Find the earth in your hands, the earth in your toes. Imagining maybe you were on a beach somewhere, if you like beaches. And as you come back towards center, start to walk your feet really slowly, little inchworm steps or like toe length steps coming forward. So it's going to take you about 10 or 20 steps to come to the top of your mat, and feel your hips sort of fluidly move from side to side, like a little wiggle. You'll come maybe to fingertips as the feet get closer. Bend the knees a little more as the feet get closer. And as the feet land underneath, let your torso fall heavy. Hands to shins, lift halfway, lengthen your heart forward. And then catch the backs of your calves and exhale, chin to chest, fold in. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Then press to rise, arms forward, come all the way up to the celebration, and your hands to your heart. Now for this first modified flow, I want you to picture what you're grateful for in this moment. Release your arms, sweep up, inhale, I am grateful for. You say it in your mind as you exhale, I am grateful for. Lift halfway, I am grateful for. Exhale, left foot steps back, knee comes down, arms come up. Let's stay here for a breath, like a pulse. Lift the hips. Right hand catches your left wrist and reach towards your right side as you send your hips forward. Pull the hips back. I am grateful for a little rotation. Left hand down, right arm to the sky. I am grateful for. Right hand comes down. Knee can lift or stay low. Step back, plank, knees up or down. Choices, forward and down. I'm grateful for. Point the toes, lift the heart, little cobra. Forward and down, exhale. Tuck the toes, up and back. Puppy dog, let the forehead kiss the mat. Lift up into downward dog. Take your right leg to the sky. I am grateful for. Step the right foot forward. I am grateful for. Step the left foot to meet your right. Halfway lift, I am grateful for. Bow it out. Exhale fully. Reach for the sky. Inhale. And hands to heart center. Take a moment to settle. It might mean bending all the lower joints to sort of land back in your feet. Release your arms and choose something else. And you repeat the same gratitude each cycle. But if it starts to skip around, just pay attention to where it goes. I'm grateful for, reach up. Hips come back, exhale, forward fold. I am grateful for. Halfway lift. Fingertips come down, right foot steps back. Find your lunge, knee down, reach for the sky. Catching your right wrist with your left hand. I am grateful for. Reach up and a little arc towards the left side. You come back up to center. I am grateful for. Turning open, right arm down, left arm to the sky. I am grateful for. You can lift the back knee as you bring your left hand down and step back to plank. Knees up or down, your choice. Chaturanga. You can go all the way or halfway, even if you'd rather. Up dog or cobra. I am grateful for. As you release your heart, back and up into puppy dog. Forehead kisses the mat. Lifting up and back, downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky. Step the left foot forward. Step the right foot up to greet it. I am grateful for. Halfway lift. Bow it out. Press to rise, come all the way up. And hands to heart center. As you release your arms by your sides, we'll take an eagle position here as the arms come up. The right arm comes underneath the left. Twisting and winding the arms. You can either hold the shoulders, walk the shoulders, or bring the backs of the hands to greet, or maybe catch the inner thumb. Then bend your knees, and as you sit into the chair, shift your weight to your left foot, lift your right heel to start, get anchored first. Inhale, fluid flow up and over, exhale. Now you can sit lower and touch toes to the floor, or flex your foot and play with balance. For 3. Breathe for 2. On 1, we'll release the leg, bring it up in front, scoot or sweep the arms back behind you and stretch your right leg straight back. Here's where you can tap the floor or fly forward, airplane. Standing leg bends just a little. If it bends a lot, straighten up and lengthen the crown of the head forward. And keep breathing. Scoop the arms forward, bring the knee up in front, and bring your hands to your heart and your right foot to the floor. Reset the other side. Sweep the arms overhead, and left arm underneath the right. Catch opposite shoulders, backs of the hands towards each other. And we lift the elbows away from the heart, and then draw the shoulders down from the ears. You'll find that balanced action. Bend your knees, shift to your right foot, lift your left heel. Inhale up, exhale over. You can place your toes on the block or on the floor for balance, or play with balance by lifting your left toes and pulling the pinky toe to your outer shin. 2 more breaths. Big inhalation. Big out. 1 more. As you exhale, you can release your arms. Take them up overhead, lift the knee in front, and then scoop the arms by your sides for airplane, shrugging the shoulders down your back. Touch the back edge of your mat, and then hinge forward. Find the fluidness of your breath. And as you bring the back foot or back knee forward, take your arms overhead, and then bend the knees and land back to center. And toe heel your feet right together. Scoop the arms up and forward and sit down and back, Utkatasana. Little chair position. Now we're going to stretch the chest open. So we'll bring the hands around behind. If it's a far reach, catch a strap or a piece of clothing. Interlace your fingers. If you can clasp the hands, pull your elbows back. Slide your hands down your tail. Lift your heart forward. And then sit lower and rest your ribs onto your thighs. As you do that, the low back releases You push your heels down, straighten your legs, let your head go. Give it a gentle nod, yes. A little shake, no. I'm grateful for every sensation, every feeling, as challenging as it may seem in the moment. There's always the release. Release the hands back down, lift halfway, and step your left foot back. This time, bring the left heel down to warrior two. You either align your heel to heel or heel to arch. Cartwheel the arms up, eyes over front fingertips. Finding the strength in our legs to sit a little deeper where there's space. Feel for your left pinky toe. Flip your right palm open and then curl up and back. Now, when we say curl, we don't want to drop into the back hand. We want to go straight up and then maybe take your left hand around behind you towards the top of your right thigh. You can catch the back of your head to support it. But think of the breath lifting the middle body up and then pointing your elbow to the sky. Just the act of taking your eyes higher will start to curl your spine a little more open in the side stretch. From here, we'll straighten the front leg, release the arms front to back, turn your palms forward to the side of the mat, and then reaching forward like someone was tugging your hand forward to the top edge. Find your triangle. Right hand to the inner shin, left arm straight up to the sky. Then you can look down for balance. Remember, the knees have water in them, so they're not locked out, they're subtly on the edge. Or you can look up to challenge that balance. Start to bend your front knee, float back up, warrior two. And now we'll flow with the breath. Turn the right palm open, inhale, reach up. And back, and then exhale, straighten the front leg, float the arms open, and reach forward the end of the exhale, and open the arms as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, bend your front knee, float back up. One more time, right hand goes up, reach up and back. Exhale, straighten the front leg, float the arms forward over the front thigh. Triangle, inhale, open. Exhale, bend the front knee, come on back up. Now from here, straighten the front leg and pivot your feet, or your foot, I should say, front foot, so feet are parallel. Arms wide, big chest lift, inhale, hips back, heart forward, swan dive down. Option to hold the backs of your calves. Option to slide your hands, make the peace sign with your fingers, and hold your big toes. As you inhale, feel a waist pulling back and your heart pulling forward, and then your shoulders draw wide and your elbows out to the sides. Let your heart melt. A couple beats of breath here for 3. Actively pull the shoulders back and let the head go. One more breath. As you lift halfway up, release your toes or your calves. The hands come just off the edge of your mat. And you'll walk your hands around to the front of the mat, pivot the toes, come into a lunge. A lizard lunge, that is. So we'll bring the right toes out and the back knee down. So the front knee and toes track the same way. Your left hand can be on the floor or on a block here for a bit of a lift. And a subtle rotation now to the right. Now we have the option to drag the back knee forward. And as we do that, we come onto the front of the femur, and maybe we lift up the back foot. And if it's easy to see, and we can reach back with ease, we can hold that foot. That might not be there today, but working towards that by getting some rotation in the mid-body. Two more breaths. As you release the foot behind, bring the right hand around in front. Toe heel your right foot way out to the far edge of your mat. Palms flat. Lift the back knee and step back, downward dog. Step to the top of your mat. You can tiptoe all the way up or one big step, lift halfway, big toes touch. Exhale, forward fold. Press to rise, go all the way up. Fluid breath, fluid body, hands to heart. Reset, arms by your sides. Sweep up, inhale. Sit the hips back and down, exhale. Knees are tight together. Shoulders relax from ears. Let's bring those hands around behind, and this time interlace the opposite hand on top. So if you tend to always clasp the hands the same way, do the reverse, squeeze your elbows, maybe straighten your arms. Lift the heart, inhale, little back bend. Exhale, melt your heart. Let your head go, start to straighten your legs for 3. Breathe fully for 2. Gratitude for each and every breath. Releasing the hands to the earth, lift halfway, and slide your right foot back into a warrior 2. Back heel comes down, arms cartwheel front to back, eyes over left fingertips. Now we might start high, we gently encourage the knee low, just inside the knee, see your big toe. Left arm to the sky, right hand can come down, hold the thigh, or reach around towards your hip. Now the first one here, we hold a little longer, an invitation to go in a little further. Inhale up out of your waist, exhale, eyes look up, head presses gently to hand. Straightening the front leg, unfurl the arms, reach forward, reach out of your waist, hand to shin, right arm to the sky, eyes can look down for some stability. Notice if you're putting more weight in your big toe or your pinky toe. Try to press more into the outer pinky toe to roll your left hip open. And as you bend your front knee, warrior 2 will come back up. Now with breath for 3. As we inhale, we reach up. On the exhale, we straighten the leg. Reach forward, long, long breath. Take extra breath where you need it. Inhale, triangle, Trikonasana. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, straighten, pull the hip back, reach the arms forward, or arm forward, and then open up, inhale. Exhale, bend the front knee. One more time. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, straighten. Be dancing with your breath. Triangle. And back to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Pivot the front toes. Feet are parallel or slightly turned inward. On your inhale, you'll lift your heart. And as you exhale, melt it forward and down. Clasp the backs of your calves. 4 peace fingers hold the big toes. Take an inhale, lift your heart forward out of your waist. And then exhale, melt again. Give the head a yes nod, a little no shake. And actively pull your shoulders away from the earth. Let your head empty here, where it's a busy brain, a busy mind, a busy day. Let it all fall to the surface of the crown of the head, and like a jar, open it up and let it all pour out. As you release your toes, lift halfway. And start to walk your hands towards the top of your mat. Pivot your front foot, lift your back heel. Hands are inside that front foot to start. Turn your heel in, your toes out. And just let that knee sort of wing open so we're stretching into that hip. Your right hand can be on or off a block. If you have some props, getting a bit more lift here will be helpful for eventually catching the foot. You drag the back knee forward. Maybe lift the foot. And just lifting the foot might be enough work. You can stay there. If you're easily able to see and catch the foot, you can hold on to it. Squeezing shoulder blades back and releasing the tension in your jaw, where it sometimes goes, maybe the neck. Spin the ribs a little more open wherever you are. Releasing the foot. Bring the hand inside the front foot and toe heel that left foot way out to the side. Plant the palms like you're in a half plank. Lift the back knee. Step to plank. Take a breath. Lower. Little cobra. Release it. And press back to downward dog. Bring your feet together at the back of your mat and tiptoe in just a little bit until your knees come down in the center of your mat. Now, if this is hard to sit, you can choose a different seat. But we want to stretch the feet, the toes. So keep your toes tucked under. And we'll sit back into hips to heels. So we never got fully into hands and feet in our 12 days. So we're going to do a little bit here. You can even use your hands to tuck your pinky toes a little forward. And if this is really intense, adding a cushion a little bit more height is going to take out the intensity. If it gets really intense, just stand up for a moment and encourage back in. Now from here, we'll take the left hand out in front, like we're saying, stop. The right hand to our face, and then bring the backs of the hands to each other. You're going to hook your pinky fingers, your ring fingers, your middle fingers, and your index fingers together. You probably won't quite reach your thumbs. Now pull your left hand down so you stretch your right wrist open. Now often here a shoulder comes up, so actively pull the shoulder down. And if your mind begins to wander, come back to the I am grateful for statement. Notice your repeats. I am grateful for. Maybe you say the first 3 to 5 things the same every time. Then start to search for other aspects of what your gratitude is for today. The sun, the sky, the breath, the water. As you bend your right hand up, you're giving a little bit of stretch now to the bottom hand. So left arm nice and straight, left shoulder down from ear. As we pull in on the opposite side, we're eventually going to pull our elbows out to the sides. I'm going to turn to face you a little bit here. As you pull the elbows out, bring the hands into a fist, curl the fist into your chest, and zip it forward. A little tricky on that one. If you can hold it here for a moment, do so. Now your feet are talking to you. Big breath. And release. Shake it off. Come off those feet for a moment. Flip the feet over. A little drum roll. A little drummer boy as the holidays are coming. Now you can keep your toes straight, ankles in, and sit back with the toes pointed. And at first this might feel okay. It might get more intense the longer you're here. If it's really easy, just keep your toes curled back, but lift your ankles a little bit off the floor, and that will change the intensity for your feet. We'll do the other side. So right palm out in front to say stop. Left hand towards your face. Bring the backs of the hands together. Hook your pinky fingers, ring fingers, middle fingers, index. And then bring your right hand up, pull the left wrist open. Your feet and hands often get forgotten, though we use them constantly. And they're probably one of the most important things to focus in on. Gratitude for our feet, for our hands, and all they create. Now reverse the hands. You'll pull your left hand towards you, straighten out your right elbow, but tuck your right shoulder down and back. And from here, we'll bring the elbows wide to the sides. Bring the palms into each other, circle the wrists in, and as you do, you'll bring the wrists forward. If your feet are talking to you, it's all good. Keep breathing. And then release your hands, give them a good shake out. Come off those feet, give them a little tap out. You'll walk your knees forward and either cross the ankles and roll to your seat or sweep the legs to the side. And as you come into a seated position, we'll start with the right foot in. Cross your right ankle over your left, so you're in a half opening position here. And then the hands come back behind you to stay nice and tall. Now you're welcome to stay here, and this might be enough. Otherwise, bring your bottom foot in so that the shin is coming closer. Now when I do that, you'll notice I probably curl back, but then I sit back up tall. Now you might not bring the foot in quite as close, but as you're finding there's less intensity in your right hip, keep your left foot where it is and inch your hips towards, and then walk your hands in. Inch your hips towards, walk your hands in. So if you have some space there, play with it. And since we're in a fluid practice here today, I'm going to add some water by just letting our knee on the bottom sway a little bit from our ankle side to side. That subtle bit of movement, allowing that hip to naturally start to release this upper outer right hip. Now, if you're able to stay here, stay right here. And if you'd like to play or explore a little bit, you'll walk your left foot over to the right edge of your mat and welcome the knee down. Now, if the hips are tight, like mine, the knee might poke up still quite a bit. Keep flexion in the ankle to not let the knee get all the tension. You could take a block and put it under your bottom knee so it doesn't just hang there, or a cushion, and sit up a little taller so you're more on your sitting bones. Now, the longer we're anywhere, the more the body starts to forgive. So though I might start really high, I gradually start to drop in. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture your favorite place. What it looks like, the colors, the scenery, what it feels like, what the light is like. Is it dark? Is it bright? Is it sunny? Is it cloudy? Is it raining? Is it snowing? Our favorite places can differ quite drastically, what I've learned over time. And regardless of where you've landed in your favorite place, take a full breath in and melt your heart subtly towards your shin. Now, whether your left foot is under or not shouldn't matter. So even if the foot is still lifted, you're leaning your heart towards your shin. 2 more breaths. Tuck the chin slightly. Feel the back of your neck grow longer. Your breath length is roughly 5 count in, 5 count out. As we release from wherever we are, we lean back, open the eyes, stretch the legs out, and give them a little tap out. We go to the other side, left ankle on top of the right. Starting here, hands come back behind, like a day at the beach. Can you tell if I have beach on my mind? You'll bring your right foot in, and if right away on this side, you're in this sort of slouched, curled position, lift up out of your waist. Use the arms to lengthen, to stretch, to pull the shoulders back. Walk the hands in, move the hips in. Walk the hands in, move the hips in where you have the space. And maybe there's just enough space here, then stay here. Let the knee, the bottom knee sway gently from your femur so the knee is not tweaked at all. From the ankle to the hip, there's some fluid. Close your eyes. We are all walking our own path, and we are all experiencing our own favorite places. Go back to that place or choose another. Maybe you have more than one. Option to stay here or toe heel the right foot way across to that left edge and let the bottom knee slowly, fluidly bring the hip open, down in front. You stay tall at center. You can stay exactly as you are, but melt your heart forward as you squeeze your shoulders back wherever you are. Focus on the length of your breath as a 5-count inhale to a 5-count exhale. And if when you close your eyes, they dart around, settle to one little spark of light behind your eyelids. Wherever you've ended up here, you're leaning back into your hands, releasing your legs out in front, giving them a little shake and tap out. We'll bring our feet to flat and our hips towards our heels. We'll roll all the way out onto our back. When you get to your back, reach down to touch your heels with your fingertips. Now that is to measure both the distance of feet to hands, nice and close, and also the width between your feet. So as you reach down by your sides, you'll just touch the heels, which means the feet are hip distance. Toes are like the number 11, straight forward. Bring the hands over your belly and take your eyes to the ceiling. As you press down into your elbows, lift your hips towards the sky, little bridge. Lean onto your right side, tuck your left shoulder under. Lean onto your left side, tuck your right shoulder under, with an option to take your hands to clasp underneath your tail, just like we did in forward fold. If that doesn't feel good, just leave the palms open and focus on lifting the chin off the chest and letting the chest chase your chin. For 3, I am grateful for. 2, feeling and sensation in my body, the breath in and out of my lungs. And gradually release your upper back, middle back, and tail all the way down to the floor. Release fully. We'll take one more here. Bend at the elbows, palms over the belly. Press down into the feet. Reset them if you need. Press down into the feet. Lift the hips. Rock under the right shoulder. Tuck the left. Rock right. Tuck the left. And hands interlace if that's available. Otherwise, palms open. Breathing fully in. Big lift of celebration. Because if not now, when? If not who, why not you? Keep your breath moving. Release your hands, release your tail. When you reach the bottom, slide your feet together and your knees into Baddha Konasana, butterfly. As the knees fall open, left hand on your heart, right hand on your belly. Full breath in. Sighing breath out. When we're in the challenge, when we're in the thick of it, it's so hard to see the light. Know that it exists. Know that the gratitude for the moment will come after. And in the moment, if you can find a shred, a single glimmer of hope, have a little faith, and know that you have the choice, things will get just that little bit easier. Gradually slide your hands outside of your knees. Bring your knees back together. Your left leg long, and hug your right knee in for a moment. This is actually a pose in and of itself called wind relieving pose for its own reasons. But a single leg pulling in at that knee and just sliding it left and right a couple times, massaging the femur into the front of the pelvis and the lower digestion. And keep your left hand on your right knee and let your right arm come out to the side, straight out or into a little cactus arm, and then cross the knee over to the left. Maybe tuck your hip underneath. And you're guiding that right hip down and across while keeping and maintaining your shoulders flush. Let go of the need to get it right and just be in the space of feeling. Feeling and healing. Feeling and experiencing. Only when we're aware of what's happening can we shift it. Can we choose or make an alternate choice? Come back through center. Place the feet flat. Hug the left knee in and stretch your right leg straight out. Massaging that femur just a little left and right a couple times with a few deep breaths. Then hold the knee with your right hand. Bring it across your body, left arm wide. And as you bring the knee across, you're guiding it, not forcing it, not pulling it, just feeling its way over to create this mid-body rotation. Close your eyes if they're not already. Go back to your statement of I am grateful for. Perhaps you're grateful for the end of one cycle to begin the next. As you gradually bring your knees back through center, squeeze both knees into your chest. Feet towards the sky, reach inside the knees and either holding onto the shins and the ankles or the big toes with two fingers, a little happy baby here. Releasing the head, releasing the heart, the shoulders back. A great way to just flush the legs, the feet, the ankles, but also into the hips one last time. Gradually, as you release from happy baby, we'll find our way to final resting Shavasana. Let your palms fall open, let your feet fall apart. Adjust and wiggle as you need to find that place where you can deeply rest, deeply let go, completely arrive. The 12th day of your 12 days. There were bumps in the road, and there always will be. And how we access and how we choose to see the challenge and face the opportunity. We could have given up, stopped doing. Or would that have gotten us where we've chosen to go? Be with your breath. Relax your face. Travel to your favorite place in your mind. And know that your mind is a powerful place to take you anywhere you choose. at any time. Feel free as always to stay here as long as you need, as long as you like. It's the most magical, the most important pose of the entire practice. It often gets a short time when it deserves a long time. You spend so much time in movement, both mind and body. Let yourself rest. When you feel called to move, draw the breath in first. Sigh it away. And recognize for an instant if that's helping you go deeper or reawakening. Perhaps reach the arms and roll onto one side. Eventually coming back up to a seat. Eyes closed. Feeling the breath move in and move out. With a newfound connection, gratitude, and awareness of options and choices. Bring your hands to heart center. Bow your head in honor of day 12. Whether it's your first day or your last day, it is the day you begin again. Bow inward. I bow to your light, your dark, and all the shades in between. Namaste. Thank you. It's been such a pleasure to guide these 12 days despite all the technology things that come up. It's been so great to be able to connect with you even from a distance. So please feel free to watch these again, connect with me online, and we do still have our holiday pass if you want to join. Buy it now, start in the new year if that's your goal. $43 for 1 month unlimited online on Zoom classes, and 5 free classes to a friend. So I know some of you have reached out and you're buying gifts for friends, so that's great. You can also buy them on 1 month if you'd like. Anyway, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you real soon. Happy holidays.